Trouble at Theo's funeral. To assess the damage caused by Jeremiah and his men, Dwight, Tyson, Mitch, and Bigfoot travel to the Montague estate, or what's left of it. Dwight admits that he was a little taken aback by Jeremiah's quick response. However, that at least helps him understand how vicious he must be to deal with Jeremiah. After that, Dwight goes to Theo's funeral with his group. When Goodie gets there, he tells him that Armand's therapy, which is required by AA, isn't going well and that he seems to be talking about inappropriate topics. Goodie worries that if Armand leaks information about Dwight's role in the Tulsa liquor industry, the gangsters over there will become even more determined than they already are to obtain a piece of Dwight's pie, on top of the marijuana and casino industry, to someone in New York, most likely Ray. For the time being, Dwight tells Goodie to just keep an eye on Armand, which he does by instructing Armand's AA group to contact him whenever they see him. Whenever things get too out of hand, he will deal with him. His current focus is on the Dunmeyers, who attend Theo's funeral and pull the ultimate douchebag maneuver. Without wasting any time, Dwight confronts Jeremiah about what he did to Theo and tells him that since Dwight now owns Theo's distillery, the Montagues will not fare well if he attempts to pull the same prank on him. Jeremiah informs Dwight that since he has no experience producing booze, he should accept the 3 times the cash he was offering Theo and avoid the distillery. Dwight clearly doesn't back down and makes it apparent that he will use one hand to turn the distillery into a success, while keeping Jeremiah away from it with the other. This verbal duel pauses for a moment while Cleo accuses Cole of helping to kill Theo. Mitch joins the scene, sucker punches Cole, and sends the Dunmeyers reeling as soon as Cole touches Cleo. The bourbon storage unit. Joanne and Dwight had a discussion about the Dunmeyers. As it happens, Joanne has been researching them and discovered that Jeremiah's business hasn't turned a profit in the last 10 or so years. The stuff that the Dunmeyers are producing is not being picked up by any distributors. Therefore, since distillers are prohibited from selling directly, Jeremiah is in violation of several laws. This leads them to the subject of Theo's creation, which Jeremiah prevents from being sold. Joanne advises them to simply take the money Jeremiah is giving them, establish their own distillery, and move on from the Montagues. To begin with, it would be a show of weakness to accept anything from Jeremiah. Second, as Dwight stated, he is too old to launch a distillery from the ground up. If he wishes to enter this world, it must be through an already existing distillery or it will not. Therefore, Dwight's way or the highway must be followed. Having said that, they return to the Montague estate, where Cleo is speaking with the insurance adjuster, accompanied by Tyson, Mitch, and Bigfoot. The insurance expert concluded that the fire erupted naturally and wasn't intended to conceal the evidence of a murder. Cleo is therefore not benefiting from this mishap. The entire situation is obviously a farce since Jeremiah has the insurance adjuster, the police, and even the fire inspector in his pocket and they will never defy him. Dwight questions why Jeremiah went to such efforts to obtain the distillery in light of all of this and the fact that he was prepared to pay a substantial quantity of money to remove Dwight from the situation. At that point, Cleo reveals the storage container filled with barrels of bourbon that are approximately 50 years old and likely worth approximately. After $150 million, Jeremiah's goal is clearly apparent. To make up for the losses he has suffered over the past few years, he wants to secure this stock and sell it for extremely high prices. He doesn't care about the distillery. Although he was unaware of their location, Cleo claims that Jeremiah knew that these barrels existed. He would have started an investigation and gotten his dirty hands all over the treasure after chasing the Montagues from the estate. Jeremiah is powerless to stop Dwight from controlling it now. Dwight meets Walden. The distillery, which is in complete disarray and in dire need of repair, is shown to the group by Cleo. Dwight gives Tyson instructions to have his father, Mark, fix all of the broken pipes in the business using his plumbing expertise. Given that Tyson's relationship with Dwight nearly resulted in Mark's death, Tyson cautions Dwight that his father will not agree to help him in any way. Nevertheless, Tyson presents Mark with Dwight's proposal, and as Tyson had anticipated, Mark quickly turns it down. Tyson's mother, Angie, who has always objected to her son's relationship with Dwight, suggests that Mark accept the position since it will allow him to spend more time with Tyson and make sure he hasn't gone too far from the light. In the meantime, Dwight, Bigfoot, and Mitch visit Walden Eustace, the friendliest distributor in town, to try to persuade him to sell the Montague's alcohol. It doesn't take them long to realize that Walden doesn't want Montague products on his shelves, acting on Jeremiah's orders. Dwight recognizes Walden's plight and offers to take care of Jeremiah if he agrees to sell the bourbon produced at the Montague Distillery. Walden grudgingly accepts Dwight's offer, merely to get him and his team to leave his warehouse. Cole visits Cleo to inform her that he wants her to leave Dwight. The only way to guarantee her a bright future is for Mitch and the others to work together with the Dunmeyers. In the coming days, weeks, or months, Cole is certain that Jeremiah will exterminate Dwight and his gang. Therefore, it is preferable to support the victors rather than remain with the losers. Cleo makes it clear to him that she would never support the Dunmeyers, especially since they killed her father.